If you struggle to breathe when anxiety or panic shows up and you feel like you've tried all the breathing techniques but still feel really anxious and all you want to do is to feel calm and relax again, I want to show you exactly how I help one of my clients break the panic attack cycle, where she actually didn't experience panic attack for 10 days using a bottom-up approach. The bottom-up approach means that we work with the body first, not just the mind. So when anxiety or panic show up, your thinking brain actually goes offline because your body is in a survival mode. So if we only try to talk ourselves out of it, to calm ourselves down, or to use some sort of a logic or breathing techniques to calm ourselves down, it doesn't really work. The bottom-up approach means that we help the body feel safe first, then the mind can follow. This is working really well because it takes the pressure off. You're no longer trying to fix yourself or get the breathing perfectly. You're just trying to support your body in much more gentle ways when panic and attacks show up. And that is really the core of my work, to support the body first, to help it feel safer and to break the patterns that makes it feel anxious. And while breathing exercise can be really helpful and they absolutely do work in so many situations, a lot of my clients tell me that once they focus on the breathing, it suddenly feels even harder for them to breathe. Like the breath feels shallow, there's tension in the chest, and it makes the anxiety even worse. So if you're trying to focus on your breathing but anxiety still shows up, you're not doing anything wrong. It just means that your body might need support in completely different ways. Now, basically, if we boil it down, anxiety is often the body is just trying to protect you from a perceived danger. Even when the mind knows there's nothing wrong, your body might still respond as if something isn't safe. And that's what trying to think your way out doesn't always work. And that's exactly where the bottom up approach comes in. Because instead of trying to force our mind or the breath to calm down, we start just helping the body feel safer. Sounds really simple, right? But when it starts to feel really hard to breathe, one of the things I suggest is to bring your attention away from your mind and somewhere completely different in your body, like your toes. Yes, your toes. I want you to notice your toes. Feel them inside your socks or your shoes. Can you feel maybe the ground underneath? Can you wiggle your toes? Can you roll your ankles or stretch your ankles or foot like point and flex? Maybe if you're standing up, maybe you can come up on your toes and notice the stretch through the calves. Those movements bring your attention back to your body with much less pressure. You can also do it with our fingers. Maybe we can touch a fabric or a blanket or your dog. Can you stretch your arms to the side or maybe all the way up? So the third thing I'd like you to do is what we call horse lips, like that. So I want you to feel that sensations in your mouth and in your jaw and notice how it feels. Then I'd like you to just pause and check with your body. How does your body feel right now? With no pressure, just curious, how does your breathing feel now? See if you notice any change. Even this tiny change is an improvement and progress. Just keep practicing those movements and focus on your feet, on your hands, on your jaw. You can even move your head from side to side very slowly. We're not trying to force ourselves to calm down. We're just trying to give the body a chance to come out of that activated state and begin to relax. So if you feel better, the next question might come up. Okay, Abby, so how do I actually maintain this feeling? And it's really like driving a car. First, you're trying to stay calm and get through it. You focus on staying on the road, driving straight, paying attention to the road signs. But as you start to improve, you might want to learn how to reverse or how to park, right? It's the same here. When you get confidence working with your body, the next step is to help your body feel safer and calmer when and if anxiety comes up. It's really like just another skill. And when I say skill, you might be thinking, oh gosh, I don't have time to learn another skill. But try not to think about it this way. Maybe can you practice for 10 to 15 minutes a day or even a few minutes here and there to learn how to come back into your body? And by the way, I created a set of short exercises to help you come back to your body when you feel anxious, to step out of your anxious mind and help you feel much calmer in your body again in 10 minutes or less a day. You can find the link to my anxiety support toolkit in the description below. Because the more you practice being in your body, the safer you will feel. And the beautiful benefit of that is that your body and your mind will start to work together. Your mind is less likely to hijack your body to the future where anxiety lives, which means you can learn to stay more present and more focused and less caught up in the story in your head. And think about how many areas of your life that can impact. What would you do differently if you no longer feel anxious or you feel more focused again without overthinking? It's actually a pretty amazing skill to have, I think. If you've been doing the breath work, the meditation, the grounding, and you still feel anxious, watch my next video where I explain why those tools can help but don't go deep enough to heal your root cause of your anxiety.